walking through bookstores with them, allowing them to choose a book off the shelf, taking them to the public library, letting them enter into the imaginative world of stories. I really think that's perhaps the most important thing parents can do, especially before kids are in school. I think any parent could just look in that yard and say, well, that tree out there, that tree could become the focus of one of our stories, or maybe the garbage can that everyone ignores. What if the story always began with the garbage can lid opening and something magical happening at that point? Be very easy to do.
At the grocery store, say we're going to buy cereal today. Oh wow, here's a box of cereal. It's a blue box of cereal. Oh, I see the letter F on this cereal. And just build that vocabulary with the children from the very start all the way until they go to school and continue, obviously.
Having them exposed to even the formation of letters, maybe with some shaving cream on a desk, and going through and modeling how to form those letters, but not really forcing them to make it a certain way, just showing them and exposing them to letters, and listening for sounds in songs or in everyday life.
Creating things, looking at things, going for a walk and talking about what they see. Even in the car, the game of I can see this and what else can you see, or colors.
Another thing that I think is important for a school setting is for the child to have some problem-solving skills. And there are some ways that parents can help their children learn how to do that. One of them would be to allow their children to make some choices for themselves. And I don't want that to be misinterpreted. I'm not talking about the kids ruling the house, but I'm talking about giving students choices within a framework that the parents can live with. So for example, when it's bedtime.
Once they were dressed in their pajamas, I'd grab one of their books. Usually I would allow them to choose the book. And then I would stop at occasion, especially if it was a familiar page where they kind of knew what was coming up, and I'd turn the page and look at one of them, and Mary would say, "The Hoop Soup Snoop Group, Dad." Or Peter would respond with the Funa Laguna Babuna, and we would just kind of giggle and play with some of the words.
By the time children are ready to go to kindergarten, they need to be able to do some things for themselves. They need to be able to put on their own coat and know how to zip it up, to put on their own mittens and hats and that sort of thing, to make some decisions about what is the right kind of clothing to wear for the type of weather that we're having on that particular day. So for parents, it would be important to start that at an earlier age and say, wow, today's a cold day. We need to make sure we're wearing our winter coat. We need to have our snow pants on. Let's put our snow pants on first and work through that with the child the first time, the second time, the third time, and then encourage your child to do that on their own.
Now, I said change is good. In dynamic perception, that's good. This is not to say that we want things to be changing and flashing all the time. There is such a thing as overstimulation. And so what we want to make sure is that what we're sharing with the child is developmentally appropriate stimulation. So it means that caregivers pay attention to what is going on with the child. They make sure that if the child starts to show any distress or discomfort, that they ease back a little. And by kind of this give and take, which I think is a very natural way for things to unfold with a parent and child, they'll start to learn what their child's thresholds are and start to be able to provide the appropriate amounts of stimulation.
Oftentimes, young children have conflict with friends or with a sibling. And instead of stepping in and taking control of that problem for the child, a parent can say, I understand that was a problem, that Johnny hit you. How did that make you feel? What do you think you could say to Johnny? How could you handle this problem?
It doesn't take money to do all of this. It doesn't take specialized toys. What it just takes is time to talk. When you talk to children, they often say, I just want more time with my parents. So just take time to talk, play, and enjoy your child. And it doesn't have to be with anything fancy, it's just with the toys around them. They will have a great time just playing with the wooden spoons that are in your kitchen cupboard. You don't need anything fancy. So develop that brain, talk to your child, interact with your child, go for a walk.
butterfly starts as an egg on a leaf. Then it crawls out as a caterpillar looking for treats. Then it eats and it eats, and it eats and it eats. Then it forms a chrysalis, looking so sweet. The chrysalis hangs for days and days. Finally out comes a butterfly and it flies away. Egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. Egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. Egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. Egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. One day at the zoo, a bee buzzed and buzzed. It buzzed around a zebra and it zapped the zebra's nose. Zoom went the zebra all around the zoo. I don't like buzzing bees, said the zebra at the zoo. Buzz, buzz, buzz. One day at the zoo, a bee buzzed and buzzed. It buzzed around a zebra and it zapped the zebra's nose. Zoom went the zebra all around the zoo. I don't like buzzing bees, said the zebra at